There we go. Okay, so Pokemon's 20 years old. I've played the games for 18 of that because in 1998 I got Game Boy Color with Pokemon Yellow, which is beat up and well loved and has a complete Pokedex. When I got this, it was my ultimate goal to complete the Pokedex at the time, which my friends all said was impossible. I managed to, using a friend's Game Boy and a link cable, and purchasing blue and red after my yellow version, complete the Pokedex on all three games. It took multiple resets of a few because I insisted on having every bird on each game, or as it's now referred to, a living Pokedex, one of everything. These cartridges have not been turned on in um, probably 15 years, but the memories are all still there. They're extremely loved and they'll never go away. Unfortunately, when the next generation came out with Generation 2, uh, I didn't jump right on board because, I was at that point like maybe a 10-year-old kid. Um, so I didn't really have money. And so I kind of skipped over gold and silver initially. I did eventually get gold and silver, but my next game that I played was Crystal. And it also, as I've continued to do, had a complete Pokedex. And with 20 years of Pokemon, Sun and Moon coming out, the nostalgia got kind of real, and I decided to kind of go over some memories. And those games I just kind of played with myself, used a friend's or my cousin's Game Boy to complete Pokedexes, trade, and everything with some assistance. When Generation 3 came along, I initially got Sapphire, which got stolen, unfortunately. And then I got Ruby, which I can't find. I'm not sure where it's at the moment. It's sitting somewhere, but I completed it. And then when Emerald came out, I skipped it. I was starting to kind of think Pokemon wasn't something I was going to continue to enjoy as I got older. But then my cousin got to the Battle Resort. Um, so I went and got it. And I also happened to meet a couple friends who understood competitive battling at the time. That led me down my first path to competitive battling. Unfortunately, beyond my team, most of them were easy to, well, I say easy, I was able to breed out most of my team relatively well, but I insisted on a shiny Alakazam with Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, and Ice Punch. And I bred 10,000 plus eggs for that. It burnt me out on competitive for many years after that. I didn't touch competitive again until X and Y. Whoa, that got dark. And of course, when we got our Fire Red and Leaf Green, I picked up both of those and played those as well. And when I got my Advanced SP, I had to stick some Pokemon stickers on it. Those are as old as this is. Because I was, I knew it was the thing I loved at the time. And so that's what I did. And then, when we got forward into the DS, the next generations of games, I wasn't sure about. And so I kind of put those off. At this point I'm in high school and whatnot, and I was kind of like, I don't know if I want these or not. I did wind up getting them though. So I started out with Diamond. Shortly after that, I got Pearl, and then my friends called me crazy for getting Platinum. But at this point, I had every Pokemon game up to that point. I hadn't missed a one at all, ever. And even though, I'd put off getting into a couple, generations, I did get all the games. Um, and unfortunately, over the years, I've had it, as I said, my Alpha Sapphire was stolen. I lost my Leaf Green. I lost, a couple others. When we got, if I can get it out of its case, when we got Heart Gold, Soul Silver, I went on a nostalgia trip. I jumped right on board with Heart Gold. I never did pick up Soul Silver initially. I did go get that one. I used the Pokewalker. I had a lot of fun with it. But it never did quite feel the same as when I was actually playing the Gen 2 games. And I'm not sure why that was. But, as things go, you don't always get the same experience as you... Here's some stuff. Where am I on my game folder? There we go. Oh. And then when Black and White came out, my friends and I kind of made a deal. We all jumped in on it right away. This was my first disappointment in Pokemon. I didn't enjoy the story. It felt awkward to play, and so I never did get Black, White 2, or Black 2. I'm working on it. I intend to actually go get those now, as well as my now missing games, so I can have them all. 20 years of Pokemon has put me at a point where the nostalgia trip is incredibly real, and I want to once again be able to say I own all the games, period. Which is why it's all the way over there. I threw that too far. When 3DS came out, I was gonna wait. I didn't initially, because I knew we'd get a Pokemon game. But I did wait for my XL. The larger screen was something I wanted for artwork, using the touchscreen. But this is where I was going. This is what I wanted. And so I proceeded to get both X and Y with this and play the snot out of them. It was everything I remembered that I loved about Pokemon for the first time in many years. And so I went all in again. I got back into competitive battling. I've been doing that again. I'm breeding shinies at the moment for a competitive team that will be all shiny. And then, where is it? There we go. My case is being dumb. I should have pulled these out of the case before. Dropped it. So, when Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire came out, I'd gotten back into competitive. I hadn't heard about any of the real changes to Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I ordered my Omega Ruby online so I could get the cartridge. I had some friends who started posting stuff because they did the download code the day it came out. So and they did the same thing with X and Y. I ordered my X, and that's in, I think, this 3DS? Yeah, it's in my original 3DS, that one. So I ordered my X online because that was the one I wanted first. And then I bought Y because friends online, as they do, posted immediately. Holy cow, that's dark. Might be because I'm in my room and instead of outside like I normally am. So on this system, I have both my Alpha Sapphire and my Y with a living Pokedex in Pokédex or Pokemon Bank. That actually helped a lot with that. Maybe I should sit more centered. Nope, that didn't help with the dark. So yeah, living Pokedex in my Pokemon Bank, ready to go. So this next generation, I just got to add the new Pokemon to it. Sun and Moon will be a thing. I'm looking extremely forward to it. And that's my, 18 years of Pokemon, because 1998 was when I first got into it with my Game Boy Color. And I've loved it almost every minute. I wish I could say every minute, but it hasn't been. So, here's to the next 20 years of Pokemon.